Okay, in this video we are going to cover the process to add users and residents to the system. Since we've already showed you in the BioStar and telephone entry videos how to access the pages, we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So first you're going to always do the telephone entry first, and that'll become clear to you why here in a second. So we'll go ahead and start with change resident records. We are going to, oops, don't worry about that notification, it will go away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create new. We are going to label this one training test. And your display name is typically going to be last name, first initial. We just try to keep everything standardized. As far as your suite number goes and building ID, we don't really need those. We're not really using those functions on this property. One thing you are going to want to do is click auto code. Now you're going to want to make note of this number to add into the BioStar software, and I'll explain the reasoning for that here shortly. So again, this number is going to be 4212, so we'll take a note of that to go ahead and add it into BioStar. You will then enter their telephone number and email address. The email address is completely optional. If you do add the email in there, what you can do is go ahead and click email for every visitor. What that's going to do for you is give the resident the ability to have a picture of their visitor emailed to them. So that way, if they miss the call or anything like that, they can see who was actually at the call box for them. So we're going to go ahead and go ahead and save that. Now you notice here at the bottom it says the record has been modified. Please click update. You must always update before leaving the screen. Otherwise, all of your changes will just go away. So we're going to go ahead and click update, and then we're going to confirm that update. Now you'll see over here on the left-hand side that there is the training test. So we're done for the telephone entry. So now we'll go ahead and get into BioStar 2. So now what we'll do is we'll navigate to the, let me go ahead and log back in here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and navigate to the users section. You can either click here on the side or click here. It'll get you there either way. So now we're going to go ahead and program a resident, and that'll be the training test that we previously had done. So we'll go ahead and add that in there. If I could type today. First things you're going to do on this page, just so you don't forget, is you're going to assign the group. We want to assign them to the resident group, and the next step is access group. You must select the resident access level for the resident. If you don't, what will end up happening is they'll end up with full access and still be able to access the areas after hours, and the resident lockouts will not apply to them. So now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and have a look at the period section here. So typically what you'll do is you'll put the start date of today, the day you're programming it. That way you can walk around and test everything before they move in. And the other thing that you can do, it's completely up to you guys, is you can set the expiry date to be the lease end date plus a few days, just so they can come back and get any residual mail or anything like that. The only thing that you will have to remember is that if somebody renews their lease, you'll have to go into BioStar and extend them, because that will automatically expire. Now, the reason why we do that is it's just a safety, in that if you forget to, if you don't get the keys back, or if you forget to, stop their access after they moved out, this is just kind of a safety net, so there's no open keys or program keys, just laying around the property. So we're going to go ahead and just pick a date here just for training purposes, but we'll go ahead and click OK. Now, operator level. You will not add an operator level for the residents. This operator level is for software access only. It will not have anything to do with the residents. So unless you want to start letting residents program key fobs, which I don't think we want. So, all right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add a card to the system. So you'll click Add Card. Now there's two different card types on the property. There's a Wiegand style card and a CSN style card. The Wiegand cards are going to be your parking transmitter buttons and your call box codes. So we're going to go ahead and start. We'll go ahead and do that call box code here first and foremost. So now since we're entering that digit, we're not going to register it by a reader. We're going to go ahead and enter it manually. So now your facility code is always going to be 22. No matter what, we're always going to be 22. So now we're going to enter in that dial code from the call box, 4212, and we're going to click enroll. Now you'll see that it populated down here. One thing you're going to want to, the reason why we do this is so we can track, you know, if they let them in via the call box or if it was actually the resident swiping in that activated the door. So that's a good function for us to be able to track as far as who let who in when. So now we're going to go ahead and add the other Wiegand card, and that is going to be the key fob. So again, the facility code is always going to be 22. And now you'll take the number off of the back of the key fob. And so we're just going to pick one at random here, but the numbers are printed on the back of the key fobs, and you'll enter in that card ID right here. So, and that's for the button on the transmitter. So just go ahead and make note of that, and we're good there. So now the final card type is your swipe function cards, the ones that work on the unit doors as well as the amenity doors. So now what we're going to do is we'll select CSN, and we'll register by card reader. We'll make sure that the enroll device is the office program reader, and then we're going to select read card. So once you select read card, the light on the reader in the office there will turn yellow. Once you see that it's yellow, go ahead and swipe the card. Now the number will populate here in card ID, and the enroll button will unblock here, and you'll go ahead and click enroll. So once you do that, you'll see that that card populates down here onto this list. And then again, as with anything else, you always need to click apply. So now once we've done that, we can go back in and verify that here at the bottom, yep, user 45 training test. They're in there and they're programmed and they're ready to go.